Hi guys, it's Paula from PSE Creations. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're returning. Today we are going to make a Easter wreath using a egg wreath form that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. It's a 15 by 3, I believe the tag showed on it. We're also going to be using this bunny rabbit that I also picked up from the Dollar Tree. And the bunny rabbit did have rocks on the inside. I removed the rocks and I put a little bit more filler in just to fill his bottom a little bit more, since it had the empty spot from where the rock bag was. And then I just hot glued it back together. You can sew it back if that's your thing. But he's a good size. He's 14 inches in length, 5 inches in width. And I'll be using this 10-inch mesh. It is pink with iridescent stripes and a like an eyelash trim, like an eyelash trim. I'm going to be doing a bubble style with the wreath. So I'm going to be using zip ties, and the zip ties that I have is a 100 pack or 100 piece 8-inch white cable ties. I picked these up from Harbor Freight. I think they were only $1.79 for 100 of them, so I think this is a much better deal than the Dollar Tree. These are definitely more durable, better quality than the Dollar Tree ones. I don't know if that's always necessary for certain projects. It might be a little bit challenging for this one for them to be like that, just because you want the ease of being able to kind of intertwine it easily. I do have a cable gun, and all this does is you put once your cable is in your mesh and tightened, and well, I use tightened a little loosely, you put it through here and then you start pumping, and what it does is it tightens it and then it cuts off the remainder. I have some ribbon that I'm going to potentially use to make a bow. So I have some pretty Easter ribbon over here. I think it's what is that called? Like a gingham pattern. I could be completely wrong. I'm not good with that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and get started and see how this turns out. I have not done a bubble in a very long time. So ideally I remember how to do it. I watch a channel on YouTube. I'll link her channel. It's this lady, I believe her name is Donna, and she lives in Florida, and she doesn't only do wreaths. She does a lot of stuff. She does cooking videos on Sunday, which I enjoy watching because originally she's from New England. But anyways, I'll link her channel because when she does a wreath, most of the time, if I remember correctly, since I've been watching her at least since that point, she always does a bubble. Maybe 90% of the time it's a bubble wreath. So anyways, let's get started. So I'm just going to take my mesh, throw it on the ground. I think I just hit the camera. I apologize. So I'm going to take my mesh, bunch it up. I think a bubble, to me, if I remember correctly, you start off very similar to like a poof style, right? So I'm just going to take this. I'm going to find a spot right here with this crossbar, and I'm just going to tie it all up in here. These bars are a little bit closer together, so it's a little bit harder than what, I'm used to with like a traditional Dollar Tree round wreath frame. It's a bit of pain in the butt, to tell you the truth, but we'll get through it. So like I said, you just take this, put it in, and then just pull, and then it snaps it and cuts it off. And then you just have what's left that it didn't use. Now I will need to be careful because it tightens it so much. I don't want it to like really tighten the bars and then bring them in like this, because I don't want that. So I think what I'm going to do is 7 inches. So I'm at the 20 here. So if I go to 13, that should be 7 inches if I did the math correctly, backwards. and all that good stuff. So it's simply, you're just going to measure 7 inches, bring it over, bring your tie it up, and then just repeat that entire process for the entire wreath all around. Now, depending on how you want it, is going to, and I might not use actually the cable gun, to tell you the truth, because again, I don't want it to tighten it too much, so I may end up having to go around and cut these all manually. But what I like to do is I like to work in sections, so each from crossbar to crossbar, right? And that's kind of how I determine like how full I want it to look or not look, right? So if I complete a section and I think that there's too many gaps, then I will add a few more what did I say I was making? Bubbles. So yeah. So I'm just going to continue this process. Full disclosure, this is not a fast wreath making method. This does take a little bit more time than a traditional, if you do like a, really, if you do anything. And then when you add on that these bars are a little bit closer together, and when you add on that you're using zip ties, it just adds to how long it takes. But that's okay, because in the end it really does turn out really, very nice. So can you see how it's looking already? So like I said, I'm going to keep my ties for now, and I will cut them off at some point. This is all right. So I'm going to fast forward this part, because again, like I said, it's repetitive. All you're doing is the same thing. I may come back when I finish this one section, just so you can see how it's looking thus far. And you can get an idea if you like it or not. So I will see you guys when I'm done with this section. Okay, guys, so I wanted to come on really quick, back on, and show you the first section is done. Now, I'm not cutting off the mesh or anything. I just want to show you the first section is done. Could I fit more in this section? Possibly. I could, yes, for sure. I can push, this out, but you don't want it too tight either. Because again, it's going to be the whole wreath. So in order to not completely tighten the bars and have them move close together, because the machine will do that, I think I'm going to just have to bite the bullet and tighten these. Not tighten them. I think they're good where they're at. I'm gonna have to cut them manually. So I'm just gonna get my wire cutters, which you can use regular scissors if you want. I'm just using these, and I'm just going down, and I'm just gonna snip the and then you'll be able to get a better idea of how it looks. And I will count and let you know how many I did. Ideally, I want to match that on the other side if it's the same size. I can't remember. If the other section is the same size is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so here's how it looks so far. In this section, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I have 14. And it looks like this section. Okay, so I have 14 poofs, I guess, or bubbles. I don't know what they would be called, but I have 14 of them. So in reality, there should be 14 here. I probably should have 14 in each section because I think the sections are about the same size. These just look smaller because they're rounded. So that's the thought. Actually, this definitely looks smaller. So yeah, so here's what it looks like so far. So we're just going to continue the process. All right, guys, all set. So in total, I used 45 of the cable ties. And as you can see, almost the entire roll of mesh. I probably could have used the entire roll, to tell you the truth, and just made it even fuller. but I didn't. So it looks like it really held the shape still, which is nice. And yeah, so 45 cable ties we used. We used almost the entire roll of mesh. And we're going to put the bunny in. Maybe something like this. And then for the bunny, you can do a few things. So I could tie something, like I took a tie around a white tie, and you wouldn't be able to tell. And then I could do something on here too to give it a little bit. Like just poke it and then just have the tie go through there. Again, the pipe cleaner, sorry, not the tie. Okay, I can do this easier. Hold on. There we go. Okay. All right. So, and I can add a little bow to his if I wanted to. All right, so let's just fishing it through. I don't know if I like that. No, I want to move him down. Okay. All right. That's what we have so far. I don't know if I like that. So I decided to mute and speed up this portion of the video as well. I'm not an expert bow maker, so while in some of my videos I will talk you through the process of making a bow. I'm in no means an expert, so I just wanted to share what type of bow I was making here. I am making what I believe they call a funky bow, and it's just loops and tails that are short, that are the same size, and they are on opposite, so you don't do a continuous, because the loops and the tails go on diagonal to each other. So if a loop is on the right and a tail is on the left, for your next ribbon, it would be vice versa. So that's what I'm doing. So I decided to use the blue gingham Easter pastel ribbon, the pink one, and the purple one. So they're the exact same ribbons. It's just that they are different colors, obviously, and they're 1.5-inch ribbons. So yeah, so the first set, I did add a 5-inch loop and a 5-inch tail, and the second was a 4-inch loop and a 4-inch tail. And then I just grab a pipe cleaner and twist and put it on into the wreath. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty cute. So yeah, that's how I made my bow for this one. All right, guys, that took a little bit out of me. So I just did a funky bow. Again, I'm not a bow expert, so I tend to fast forward through the bow making process, but that is my funky bow that is part of this wreath that I made with bunny and the oval egg shape. I will have a better picture at the end that shows the full wreath. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was a lot of it was fast forwarded, but it's very simple, very easy to make. I had tons of fun, and yeah, if you enjoyed it, you can give me a thumbs up. And if you are new and you like the video and you like to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. Have a fantastic day. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.